What up, y'all? Welcome back to another conversation here on Fight Talk with me, Jimmy Dukes. Here on the Jimmy Dukes YouTube channel, we are joined tonight by Ken
What's
M.
up, y'all?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm just living, man. I'm doing good. It is what it is.
Glad to hear, man. I appreciate your time. I know we got a fight coming up here soon, August 23rd, KFL 4, man. How you been feeling?
Man, I feel pretty zen, like I'm just like in that. I'm vibing. I'm living in the moment. I'm enjoying my camp and I'm taking it one step at a time. Just getting back into the swing of things.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. I know the last time that you were in the cage was exactly a year ago. We were just kind of
Yeah.
joking about that. Dude, talk about that layoff.
Oh my God. It was for me physically and emotionally, it was atrocious.
Hmm.
Like just wanting to get back into it. I took a little Muay Thai smoker like 2 weeks after that. Got right back into the swing of things. I won right away. I had to get another one, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for, another KFL or maybe try to sneak onto a CFC event. And it just didn't pan out. I was getting ready to deploy because I'm in the army, and then I ended up deploying for 8 months, and then I was gone. And mentally, it took a little bit of a toll, but I didn't let it affect me. Physically, I stayed on top of you know, my athleticism, strength and conditioning, and just doing my runs, taking care of myself, taking care of my diet. But now that I'm back, I'm ready to get in the swing of things. I can't wait.
Yeah, man. We were kind of chopping it up a little bit before, and like I said, we never really spoke. I covered KFL 1. That was the first event I was there. I got you shadow boxing in the hallway, man,
Yeah.
getting your shit wrapped up. And that was when I was really around like people like, oh, damn, these guys are really going in there. So shout out to Kingdom for having me out there. And that first event at the Coliseum was dope. You went in there, took care of business. Then you had that smoker, and then I was following you. And yeah, you're in the military, so thank you for your service and like that. And you had a lot of things going on, but I was seeing you training and lifting, and like I was like, damn, this guy just was waiting to get back in there, man. But here we are, August 23rd for KFL 4, man. Talk about how you excited to go in there to perform once again.
Oh my God. Like I said, the last 8 months has been an absolute like nail biter for me. Just I was chopping it up with Lamar the whole time, like, hey, I'm coming back on this day. And then they pushed me back, like, hey, you're coming home now. All right, hey, I'm coming back this day. Let's try to, because at first I was supposed to come back in like June. And so I was like, okay, I got a month. Let's see if we can sneak on to the last CFC event. And that didn't pan out because I didn't come home on time. And then I came back like a month later. And then the whole time I'm like, Lamar, let me get on a card. Let me get on a card. And so he was like, I got you, brother. Like, if you're that dedicated, like you're on top of your shit. Like I'll get you on something. And, him being the head coach and the top dog, I was like, I went by his word and, he hooked me up. So we're ready to go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Lamar, man. He always takes care of a lot of the guys at the gym and in the course of the promotion. I know that all the promoters that I talk to and coaches love the guys that kind of talk how you talk and carry yourself and actually put in the time and the effort. Because, I mean, there's guys that say they want to fight, but they're not training or they're not doing this or whatever. But there's guys who are just willing to get in there to fight all the time. And they're putting all the effort and the time outside of the cage to make sure when they do get that call or do get that contract to fight that you are game. Because I mean, a lot of the time, especially in the amateurs, man, there's guys like yourself that are always training and stuff, and then there's other guys that are kind of half and half and then pulling out of fights. And I've seen it enough times from all different promotions. So seeing you getting back in there, man, what's the biggest challenge during the layoff, and how did you push through it?
I think the biggest challenge was just the wait, man. Like, just waiting and just like having to sit on it, like, when am I fighting? Because that's all I was thinking about. And the whole time I was gone, it's like, damn, I haven't fought since August. Now it's June. All right, well, like, we're gonna get to it at some point, but like I don't want to wait anymore. And it was just like, like I'm super excited, as you can see. So I just that was the biggest challenge for me, was the waiting and being away from my family.
Yeah.
I got a life, just had my son, he's 3 months old.
Yeah.
I
Congratulations
was
on that, man.
fortunate enough to come home and see him and get back in the
Yeah.
gym and train with the dudes. But just being away from my family and being away from the gym and being away from the game, that really was like the separation and the waiting. That was the hardest part.
Yeah, man. Since all that time off, you've been taking care of business, but how have you evolved as a fighter since the last time we saw you out there?
I think, well, first and foremost, as far as my game goes, trying to evolve from just a wrestler. My last fight, I took the guy down, I choked him. It was what it was. I didn't really strike it. It wasn't standing and banging. Really looking to add a little bit more to my striking repertoire, and adding a little bit more to my jiu-jitsu game. Focusing on like submission defense, and picking up a couple little tricks here and there that would really help for me. But on the offside, it's like my strength and conditioning. I took a really big, like, all right, I have to focus on this now. And like my diet, I eat like crap. So it was just like, I got to take care of, if I'm going to be off for this long, I got to take care of business and really
Yeah.
take care of myself, stay away from drinking, staying away from the
Yeah.
cigarettes,
Yeah.
just, I'm like a Carlos Prates. I like to party and have fun.
Yeah.
So, it was like, I really got to be disciplined, like mentally up here, and just lock in.
Yeah. So was it like a specific moment that sparked your decision to come back, or was it just you being away? And now that you're are you back here for a while now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in El Paso for another 9 months, man.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
just because you were just away and it was just you being away, not because you were able to fight. So now that you're back, you have time to focus and get a fight in, correct?
yeah. There wasn't like a specific moment where I was like, oh, I got to get back in. Like, I wanted to jump back in immediately after my last fight. My first fight was in January of last year. I can make every excuse in the book, but all I'm gonna say is I lost. Dude was a stud. Shout out Paul Robinson. That dude beat my ass for, we beat the fuck out of each other for 3 rounds, and it was what it was. We had a really good fight. I was a little undersized. Came out on his favor. Fast forward to August, took care of business.
Yeah. You look good in there, man.
That was
Did
tough,
like a
dude.
roll. Yeah, you rolled and did a jump. I was like, oh damn! I was with my
Yeah.
camera. I was like, damn, this guy's ready to go. Yeah, but Zoe's a beast too. You know what I mean? And you guys were going back and forth, and you got it done, and you got that win. And I remember watching you at the Smoker too, wearing the American shorts. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, this is guy USA right here, man.
Yeah,
Captain America.
that's what they call me at the gym, Captain America. I walk in, oh, Captain America, what's up?
Hell yeah.
It's like, I guess that's just kind of the persona, but I just kind of do what I do.
Yeah, man, that's dope. So, how was your training camp looked up leading up to this returning fight?
Um, I was just waiting for the text. So the whole time I was in Poland and I started. I was just working on my strength and conditioning, doing my sprints, doing my lifting, putting in the hard miles, and then as soon as I got back, when we were just talking about it, I literally day I touched down on American soil, got my truck in my uniform still, like in my uniform still, pulled up to the gym, said what's up, and they're like, "Yo, like, you gonna spar?" I was like, "Ah, shit, I got it." And then it's pretty much just been that, like just grind. I spent 2 weeks in Massachusetts. My wife's family's from Massachusetts. I got in with Lozon MMA. Shout out those dudes. They whooped my ass for like 2 weeks. Hard spars, hard rolls. They got black belts on black belts in that gym. Just grinding. And that's all it's been. Just a hard grind. Just like mentally putting myself in the, all right, we're going to war, and we're gonna fuck this guy up.
Nice, man. So, what's the mindset heading into this fight? Is it like more pressure because you've been time off, or is it more excitement for this
Nah, I'm
one?
just excited to get back in there. I
Yeah.
don't feel any pressure. Like I'm just excited to do what I do. Like I've been waiting, and it's like, all right, now it's my time. It's my time to shine.
Yeah, man. Talk about the camaraderie at Warriors Lair, man. I know you talk about
Oh my
Lamar.
God, yo, we're
Talk
tight.
about yeah. There is like I've been over there like once or twice, but I haven't been there like on a full session of stuff. But there's a lot of guys now that I've been around the sport more, and I see a lot of the guys, and I see the guys in that training room. I'm like, God damn, all these guys are in the same goddamn room. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And you guys are just beating the crap out of each other, but making each other better. So talk about the benefit and the camaraderie over there at Warriors Lair.
I'll say this: we all came from SVG. Whenever everyone started leaving and going their own separate ways. I'm not going to speak on that, but we all already had a warm and fuzzy on each other. We all were pretty tight as is, and then we all went to Warriors, and it was just like, all right, well now it's our time to like really like try to make a name for ourselves. And so it's just, hey, stop slacking. All right, cool, I'll be in the gym. Or hey, why are you sitting down? We got rounds to do. It's like a little army, man. We're just keeping each other accountable, and we'll hang out on the weekends, go out. We'll go watch fights somewhere. Twin Peaks, whatever. Go to LA's house, chop it up, hang out a little bit. We'll go to different events. We were out at the last CFC event, a couple of us. We just help each other out in life, and we're all friends, but at the same time, we're just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I love that one. That's one thing that and like I said, I don't fight or anything, but just being around a lot of the gyms and the teams, that camaraderie, and that helps. You guys are teammates first, and second, you guys are friends outside of the gym. And one of the coolest things that I love seeing and hearing is that the accountability. Like, hey man, where you been? It's like it doesn't mean that you have to be setting up for a fight. You have to be doing tournaments. It's just like, hey, where you been? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys talk about wanting to do this and do that, but they don't put in the time and the effort. But I've seen like those little nucleus of guys that stick together. I've seen you guys go on hikes. You guys hang out on the weekends. And I think that that's a good team building stuff because obviously, you get to hang out outside of the gym and get to know each other. So, I love seeing that because that's one of the biggest things that I've seen that some of the better fighters have is that nucleus of a couple guys that all kind of hold each other accountable and they're always in the gym helping each other out.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So since you've been back, how does it feel just being back here in America, man? Being around your family, being
Oh my
being a
god.
father, talk about juggling all that stuff. Because I talk to a lot of fighters. For amateurs, a lot of people don't understand that watch or listening. Amateur fighters don't get paid. You know what I mean? They're doing this because they want to do this on top of their family, their responsibilities, work, and all that. So talk about how you juggle all of that kind of stuff and keep moving forward.
Well, first and foremost, shout out to my wife. She's the fucking goat. She
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
care of me. I always like, hey, you going to practice? Like, what's going on? Like, she's on top of it. And sometimes, like, especially with my job, like, I got weird hours. Like, I'll be working, 4 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, and then it's like, yeah, you were gone all day yesterday, and you're going to practice. But like at the same time, she knows,
Yeah.
and she's down with it. Adding on to the being a father aspect, it's just trying to get my time in with my son.
Yeah, it's awesome.
These first stages of life, they're super important. And when I first met him again, when I got home, it was a little weird. He didn't want to be around me. It was
Yeah. It's like
and
I
so
made you. I made
yeah.
you. What the
But and then with the training, man, it just even when I don't feel like doing it, like I'm beat down from work. Because I mean, keep it in the army, you got to work out in the morning. You're working out for like 2 hours. You're getting the dog shit smoked out of you, and it's just like I'm tired. I want to go home, but I can't do that. So it's just the mentality. Just keeping myself accountable at that point. And as far as the juggling, it's you got to have a team in the house and outside. I
Yeah.
got the boys at Warriors that are like, "Yo, dog, it's time to go." And I got my wife. She's also like, she's my rock. So,
Yeah.
you know,
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that because a lot of and I can relate that to a lot of people. I tell people all the time, like with my content creation and stuff, and I'm a father of two. I'm married, and I have all responsibilities. But having that partner that understands and working together because it's hard for people to understand for that people are chasing something that's outside of the norm. So when people
yeah,
like, oh, you're trying to be a fighter, you're trying to be in the UFC, or you're just trying to record stuff and be famous on YouTube. It just kind of like a lot of people don't understand that. But as long as your partner and the people that are close around your circle understand and support you, that I feel like that's one of the biggest things that I feel like a lot of people don't have in life. But when people do have that, I always tell people, hey, cherish that kind of stuff because not everybody has that type of support that understands that, hey, I'm chasing something that's not norm. And not only is it not norm, and then you have the support system at home and at the gym to be able to go out there and pursue it and being held accountable by our teammates. Like, hey, you say you want to fight, you ain't in the gym. Like, where the hell you at?
Yeah.
Man, so August 23rd, man, what should everybody expect to see from Captain America, Kenny?
What should I think everyone should expect, just something good. I'm not gonna. I've been working so much on like a bunch of different shit in the gym. You know, I wanna say that I got submissions. I wanna say I got striking, but I'm gunning for a finish. I'm really gunning for a finish. And shout out my opponent, man. Mario looks tough. Like he's a dog. I'm one of those guys that likes to get to know his opponent, and I'm watching footage on footage on footage, and I'm like learning how he's stepping, what punches he gonna throw, how he's gonna kick, and with the way that I train, I think that there's gonna be a big finishing coming.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to be out there. I'll be out there holding my little camera, watching you guys fight. We got 15 fights on the card. Holy smokes, man. I'm excited to be out there, man. But August 23rd, man, before we get out of here, Ken, you want to shout anybody out? You want to say anything? You want to get off your chest, brother?
All right, man. For shout outs, shout out my wife. She's my everything. She's my rock. Shout out Warriors Lair MMA and all the dudes there. You got Matt, you got Uriah, you got Coach LA, you got Coach Law. We just got Coach Boots. Shout out, Jeremy. He's fighting on the card too. David Gutierrez, he's fighting on the card too. We got Rover. He's been really working me in the wrestling department. Shout out all the dudes over in Massachusetts over at Lausanne MMA. And shout out to you, man. I see you grinding out here.
Hey, thanks, man.
You're giving us a chance to like speak what we have to say, and giving us a platform. So thank you, and shout out to all the people that are coming out on the 23rd. I've been, my biggest thing is like I'm fighting for like a city, and I'm not from El Paso. I'm from Oregon. So it's like you guys are giving me an ability to like come out and like perform for you guys. So thank you to the fans.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. I love just being around people, out there chasing their dreams. I'm out here chasing my dreams too, man. I just love covering the sport and talking to people like you who are so enthusiastic and are good people that are just out there just trying to, chase a dream that a lot of people like don't understand or whatever, man. But thank you so much for your time, man. I wish you the best and a healthy weight cut, no issues and everything like that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time once again, brother.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. You guys make sure you guys keep up with me, Fight Talk with Jimmy Dukes. We're going to be keeping up with all the fighters fighting at KFL 4. We got Fight World. We got CFC. Shout out to all the fighters who've been showing me so much love on social media and reaching out to me, man. I appreciate you guys, man. We got shirts. If anybody wants to hit me up, we got Jimmy Dukes Combat shirts. If you want to support the journey of me as a content creator and a videographer, man. If you guys ever see me out at the events or at the gym, say what's up, man. I love taking pictures of you guys and sending them your way, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. But until then, guys, we'll see you guys at KFL 4, August 23rd at the Shrine. Damn, 15 fights, some title fights. It's crazy. There's Jeremy's fighting on there. We got Elijah Quinn at the top of the card with Paul. Damn, man. Jeremy, too. And Jeremy's coming back from Thailand. Oh, my God, dude. I'm such a fight fan, and I love seeing you guys go out there and perform because I know you guys bust your butt in the gym, man. But thank you so much for your time once again, Ken.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, guys. Y'all take care. Make sure you guys keep up. Hit that like button. Say what's up in the comments. Until next time. Peace out, guys.